good night. I think that's a good one. Anyway, there's something noise really what's that? January 6th Memorial Day thing that was like they still are bringing up the insurrection down, do not get it at all. Like these people just, I hate lying even lie fucking much about shit. They were lying about it in the start. It was full on bullshit. Just because, you know, the other side states that the election was fucking rigged. Of course it was rigged. How would the election not be rigged? No one wanted Biden to come in. But enough about, you know, not just the politics, that's just the lying. And people believe in those lies. And then people mock people for believing in those lies. Like the liars mock the people that sit there and are telling people, you believe in these lies. Oh, well, and then they're like, well, they're not lying. Like, it doesn't make any sense. None of these things make sense. Of all the Democratic fucking people, and I look at their talking points, they're all fucking retarded. But they want you to be free. No, they don't. They want you to have free stuff so they can control you. Big government, and it. And the funny thing is, this shit talked about in the Bible. God talks about it. Yeah, Jesus Christ talked about what was going on. He speaks of communist people, satanic people. That's what they are. They don't believe in the individualism. They believe in the group up thing, like one person controls everything. They want the government to be God. That's like the whole point. They want to be controlled, but God gives us free will to do what we want to do. The world can't be controlled. It's already been controlled. God's in full control of everything and anything. He lets it happen. Don't even know why. Because it's free will. It's a choice to be in love. So you have a choice to not be in love. You have a choice not to do things. But you do things because you get brainwashed. Brainwashed means you get indoctrinated. You know, you get taught a certain way, and you believe in that certain way. I know when I was younger now, I was kind of a big person. You know, I didn't believe in God too much. I believed, wasn't like struck by it like I am now. I believe in humanity more than I believed in God. I don't believe in humanity. We could just love each other, live in our harmony. But we insist on do the power struggle. We insist on killing each other over stupid shit like money. People do all the time. The leading cause of most fucking deaths in the world is about fucking currency. Who has more than someone else? I'm not even joking you. Well, you have more than me that I hate you, or vice versa, whatever it is. People live that life. I said, what the fuck does it even matter? You have to have that sort of struggle competition bullshit. And I know people that lie about how much they have. They lie about all this stuff and that. You know, and they always worry about that fucking power. And they worry about it constantly.
I won't give up. Great fight.
And you do. You're put in that position. You're raised that way. And then you mock people that are not raised that way. Instead of being understanding, you sit there and you're destructive. I mean, how many people are understanding in this world? Quite a few. Like, for instance, so we were having a conversation. We went out to dinner today. Got some Mexican. We went to this place and that there was a really hot chick there. She gave me my margarita with our waiter and that. And like, I was wearing my cologne. And she got close enough to smell it because it's very obviously she was like leaning over to like get my drink out. And all I did was look at her and I wanted to, you know, I said hi to her and I was trying to be slightly flirtatious to that because she's really thoughtful. So I was sitting there, we got into a conversation. We got a conversation with just silly stuff and that. And then we got into another conversation. Oh, man. First conversation was about what we were doing. The second conversation before the end of the meal. Family. And one part of the family we talked about.
Someone there? Please, I need your help. I can't see.
They're significant other. I say they're white and their family stuff. So we brought all this. And then we sat there and something happened, I guess. It was at the was that something? Was that the wedding party or something? My dad was talking about the how seven person probably the actions and some of that. And he was just saying stuff about him and what he did. It's not gonna get my dad now, but I was using the Bible as a way of interpreting why people say these specific things. It's like we got to it, I was like, okay. You know, something happened. The person, you know, being, I guess, wasn't being manly or something like that with my dad and I, because, you know, he's married. taking his, his daughter out to marry, my bro, which is my dad's son, obviously. And he was sitting there, and we were talking about it, and he was being really mad about it. He said, "Oh, you how mad is that?" And he said, "It's actually really mad." And he didn't fucking choice. It's like the mindset of, you care about what other people do. And people always say, one that say no, or like, why is it no? Because you might not know what they think 100% unless you ask. Okay, so fear. Some people can be afraid of asking people about something. That people hate you before they even know you. Well, it's all about hate yourself. You design your own reality. The way you look at yourself is the way you look at others. So if someone looks at you and they're like, they don't know you. First off, they don't know you. But when they start to get to know you and they act a certain way, then they get to know you and then they change their perspective. Like someone can look at someone and go, oh wow, they're really attractive and once you get to know them, you start seeing that if they're liars or they're cheaters or something like that, you start to nullify them. You start to be like, okay, well, you're a cheater, and they don't like the fucking cheater. And they're right. No one likes cheaters. No matter how attractive looking they are, people will still be attracted to you, but you're still a cheater. But before you knew that, you look at them as being like super attractive. That's how it is. Your first appearances are always just your looks alone. Because no one really knows you. And once they get to know you, appearances can slightly change because you start to vibe with them. You start to spiritually connect with them. You know their demons and know the Holy Spirit in them. Yeah, that's just how it is. Once you get to know how a person's spirit is, you really start to see what they've been through. Because what you've been through shows in your personality. You've been through a lot of hateful stuff and that, and you got over it, you can see that you're very humble. You're able to learn, you're able to understand things, so you're more acceptable to talk with people, understand people. But you've been through a lot of stuff in that, and you never humbled yourself with it. You say, it is what it is, I forgive myself, I forgive everybody. Use like the Lord's Prayer, forgive my trespasses and forgive those trespasses against me. That's why that prayer is so powerful. You lead us not into temptation, but to deliver us from evil. It kind of like goes hand in hand. So yeah, we should forgive people. We should forgive ourselves. We shouldn't let people get in our lives that are very negative. We should put them to a standard. Teach them, like, hey, that's not a good way of living your life. If they fight against it, You know, if they fight against it or not. Then you learn to try to push back. I mean, you can try. I think it's good to try to push back, you know, or I do the approach of doing the slow effect.
Come back if you need
It takes
the
time
forge.
for people to learn. If people want to sit there, be cruel or be unjust or be just kind of a piece of shit people, which you know it happens, then you just tell them, like, hey, what you're doing is not good for yourself or for others. And no, don't fight against it, because this is what demons do in your spirit. Demons fight against what they hold on the humans. It's like humans don't use their true heart. They're scared of themselves sometimes. They're like, oh, well, the world's like this, like this. The world changes constantly. Why does the world change constantly? Because you can't adapt so much shit to the world now. That's how people find out that it's just corrupt. The devil doesn't want you to know that he exists. He doesn't want you to know that the world's corrupt. He never does. He doesn't care that you know that you're an idiot. Stupid people are stupid for a reason. Unhumble people are, you know, they don't follow any rules and laws and guiding points. They sit there and they want suffering. You know, just like righteous, wealthy people always want to help out the poor as much as they can. Unrighteous, healthy, you know, unrighteous, wealthy people, they just keep on, you know, they do the line effect. Oh, well, I'll give the charity. No, charity's not always the best thing. Most charities are massive corrupt themselves. Anytime there's money into something, truth be told, someone's taking it. No one sees billions of dollars in a charity and say, I can't have a piece of that. Oh, I can't embezzle a couple $1 million, and no one will talk about it. Make up excuses and start lying about it. That's what it is. You have people that do that in all these foundations, they get hundreds of millions of dollars a year for tax write-off bullshit. Why is he a tax write-off? People are stealing that money anyway. You look more into it, you can start seeing that. It's just another fun. Like, we have a fun thing at our work in that, and one of these two guys come in, they're actually rather intelligent guys. And he says foundations that certain places have is just nothing but a tax fraud. And it's true, it is. They have to show. You can't be a foundation. You have to do something with something, or you get, or it's federal law, and you'll get corrupted, and then you'll get fucking sued for it. You know, you have to show that you're using it for something that you do like a college degree. You know, you're gonna have to show people, or they're really gonna get fucking sued a shit ton. You'll lose more money on it. But yeah, how the world is right now, I'll tell you what. There's a lot of political bullshit. There's a lot of people that are just like, what Trump did in Venezuela is a bluffing. He's trying to be a good president. He's trying to say, hey, if other countries take over this country because of their resources and that, and they're fucking really far away like China or Russia and shit like that, so why the hell does it, you know, basically in our jurisdiction as the United States to have that country for the resources we have and for the liberation that we can give those people. Because people in the United States are liberated. We can do whatever we want to do as long as we follow the laws to a certain extent. And when we don't follow the laws, you can hide and cheat and do all that shit and that, whatever. You'll just get caught and get thrown in prison. So like the whole point of it is like, people talking point on the left side are just too stupid. They make no sense at all. They're the ones screaming down. It's like, oh. The first thing I hear people do is like, oh, they kidnapped them. Yeah, it's a certain extent, yeah. Dude, the narco-terrorist fucking piece of shit of a person. He's killing thousands of people, millions of fucking people throughout his time giving fucking drugs. And people are like, well, drugs are not bad, man. It's always the doping. But they still kill people. I listen to listen to these people that they're out at work now, and I talked to them about this stuff and that, and I said, drugs are terrible for you. And I said, well, they go fucking hard, and they don't want to lie. You don't want control over your own brain. You want to sit there and let the demons take over. You want to let your lustful thoughts completely take over and that. Like, I always believe, like, why do people have sex so fucking much? And now I know why. They're all on drugs. And that, when they're younger than that, they get all high, get all drunk or something like that. And they constantly do these things. And I said, I could get drunk and I don't want to do these things. I get drunk just to have a good time. Like, if you get drunk, you get fucked up just to sit there and be retarded. Just sit there and give in to those, you know, thoughts like that. You really want to get to know someone? Get them drunk. You get someone drunk, just a little. They never be fucking full blown fucking alcohol or I'm dying. Get someone drunk. You get to know who they really are, who they are. They will speak their mind. They always will. And then you really get to know who they are. The stuff that they're hiding at. I fucking never believe people and certain things are doing that. Because, like, for instance, I'm trying to get to know people at my job and that. And one of the guys I work with, supposedly he gets drunk at work and shit, or whatever the fuck it is. I'm like, well, I never see him actually get drunk at work. I never see him leave that much. He's always on the line now, so how can he be fucking drunk when he's on the fucking that makes so it's always, again, the perspective of something. I say, okay, well, I don't see it. People say it is. I'm like, well, I don't think he does it that much. And they're like, well, yeah, he doesn't do it that much. I'm like, why like, you fuckers are high all day. Like, the excuses of a fucking junkie is fucking hilarious. Because I talk about everybody else being fucked up, but they're the ones just as fucked up as their ass. Yeah, we have a tweaker in our fucking place. She's tweaked out of her mind. Is she a bad person? No. Her heart is telling me that she's not. I don't look at what the personality can be persuasive to a degree, but you're not going to speak the full personality of yourself. Your heart's not going to be opened up. Most people can get it. Why? I don't know why. They do. And And then you start to look at these things and that from like, say like, from Christ's perspective. He was with a drunkard. He was with people that were, you know, had issues and shit. But he didn't look at them for the things that they did. He looked at them for who they really are in their heart. Before all that. Before the drugs kicked in. Before you tried to be cool and rebel and shit.
It is done.
Most people have kind hearts. Most people want to be kind toward others. You know, that's just how it is for most people. But then there's some people as they grow up, this is when you're younger now, as you grow up and then you start to be rebellious. I mean, I know people that I used to know when I was in high school now that were like the cool people and that, you know, they were sitting there, they were drinking when they were 16. You know, some of them literally killed themselves, drunk in accidents and shit. Others would get a bunch of girls pregnant and that, and then they became fucking dopers. I feel like I met one probably 2 years ago, and he was a fucking meth head. You know, he's trying to get clean because we didn't have a conversation about it now. He's like, I'm trying to get clean, man, all stuff like that. Like, that's why you work. That's why you have a fucking job. When you're working, yes, you can spend money on stuff like that, but you have to be coherent enough to be able to work. And people barely fucking pass this. They do. That's why they need to do drug tests. Always do drug tests. I don't give a fuck. Do drug tests. As soon as you hire anyone, drug test that bitch. Do it surprisingly so they don't know. Especially when you have something that's issued. Like I remember when I talked to my HR people and that, because we have junkies there, and the HR person was just like, yeah, if there's fucking issues in that, and we can find out, we can do surprise drug tests on people and shit like that. Because we don't hold that, accountable in that, or we hold that accountable with people in that, because you're supposed to sign a thing saying, you don't do this, do that. I'm like, yeah. And that's what I try to tell people, like, they're sitting there like getting all high at work, and they're like, what the fuck are you getting high at work, bro? You're at work. You're here to do a job, go home, get paid every 2 weeks. You make work so fucking personal. And I listen to these people. I'm just sitting there like, okay, you know what? I can make a little bit of things personal too in that. Yeah, I guess so. But now, now that I'm older and that, I don't look at it from that perspective anymore. I'm just looking at it like, I just want to do my job and go home. I think of not the negative things of life. I think of just positive things. Like people will ask me questions, younger people that have like disturbing thoughts, that have issues. Life is so hateful now. I said, where's the hatefulness at? It's like, well, it's everywhere. Like I like how these people say, oh, it's everywhere, everything. I'm like, no, that's like that just shows how fucking stupid you are. So you say if you go home and you lay in your bed, you're not happy that you have your own bed, that you're laying down in the bed that you probably bought. Well, yeah, then you're saying that everything's so bad and that, well, and they always want to be like, well, you know what I mean type shit. No, you just have a hateful mind because you're an idiot, because you're stupid, you're foolish, you don't know anything. Like, your life is so, like, in a little bubble. If anything comes at that bubble and it breaks that bubble, and your mind can't handle it because you don't know anything. It's like, yeah, you live in a small-ass bubble of a world. If your bubble of your world is just drinking, smoking, and having sex, and then, someone's going to disagree with that, it pops your bubble. You get a new perspective, and then they get upset with it. Like, oh my god, about, you don't know my life, and this bullshit, and I'm like, oh my god, like, I don't need to know your life. People speak their life through their personality anyway. The way you act, it shows people who you are. So if you're a humble, happy person, you stay happy and humble. If you're not a humble, happy person, you'll fucking be unhappy and not humbled. If you don't want to learn, you'll fucking yell and scream and not understand a pile of shit. Even if you smell it. But if you want to learn, you'll understand to be quiet and listen to people that actually are willing to teach you certain things. This is just how the basics of all things in life are. You either want to or you don't want to. You're either stupid, ignorant, and not understanding, or you're smart, humble, and understanding. Just because people do stuff, and that doesn't mean they're completely terrible people. Because their hearts don't resign that. Hearts can be corrupted, yes. But it doesn't mean that it's absolute. That's where forgiveness and mercy come in. Forgiveness and mercy is what shows that we can be great and humble human beings. Our hearts resign with that. No one wants pure hatred. People can hate on people. It's like, I was having a conversation the other night, my father could be kind of, hateful in that with his words and that. And I listened to it, and I'm throwing out verses from the Bible and that explain, it's like, yeah, people can be cowards and that, God doesn't like coward men, but there's certain times and places of showing that type of stuff, and there is. And what this person did was cowardly. He wasn't manly enough to, sit there and say shake my dad's hand that because he was marrying his son in that, or his daughter was marrying his son. You know what I mean. And it got to the point. He got mad about it. I said, number one, turn the other cheek. Jesus always said that. If someone does something towards you, you turn the other cheek. Example. Instead of hating on what happened and absorbing that hatred and getting mad about it, and this has been 5 years ago. This is what God said. This is why God Almighty, Jesus Christ, our Lord and Savior, says these things. He says these things because you don't want to hold in hatred. You don't want to revenge. You don't want to keep that hatred in you. Because hatred itself turns you. It turns your heart hard. Where you stop loving things. You stop loving people. You're turning away from God when you do all these negative things towards yourself. This is why people become a narcissist. A narcissist is plain and simple saying, I'm not humble, I'm stupid, I'm not understanding, I'm a fucking asshole. I yell and scream, I don't want to listen. And that's how you get a narcissist. And so if you listen to a narcissist person, number one thing they do, they want to control everything. Everything. Even when they talk about things that are not in their control, they still want to control it. Their opinions matter. No, your opinion don't fucking matter. Because sometimes your opinion is just a hateful thought. It's not actual true. Because you're probably lying about it to begin with, and you're just making up shit to make you look like you're better. There you go. Make you look like you're better than someone. Say, well, I don't do these things. That's pride. Yes, you do these things, and then you're a liar. Okay, now you're prideful and you're a fucking lying. What else you doing in your life? Because once you're pride and you start lying about stuff, you're lying about almost everything else in your life. You ever met someone that talks, they're like the coolest person ever. They you think they do everything right. And then you learn, either you learn that they're very humble, they're very nice, they're very just, understanding. And they're like, oh, well, why? And you go, you see their family's a fucking wreck. Their parents are fucking arguing all the time. And they're humble. Instead of arguing with the parents, you try to settle the argument to understand why they're arguing. And going with arguments altogether. Why do we argue? People say, well, it's a natural thing. No, it's not. Using for the biblical terms, no. What Jesus actually does talk about. Arguing is a form of hatred. Understanding each other is a form of love. Arguing is trying to say, I'm better than you. You have to believe me over you. Sometimes you both can be right, both be wrong at the same time. Now listen to these arguments of people arguing over really stupid shit. It all comes down to wealth. It always comes down to fucking money. I say, I despise money. I despise that damn thing more than anything else. It's so corrupted. It's so, it can be used for many different things. It's free will, basically. Money is a free will. But people use it for so much corruption. They sit there and they constantly do it over and over again. And they hate on people because of it. I say, why do you hate on people? Like, if you're a bully in high school and that, and you're bullying people like that, you bully because you hate yourself. Because your family doesn't like you. That's what it is. You ever hear like people say, oh, their kids are worthless or whatever it is. How dare you say that your kids are worthless? Anybody that says, anything negative like that, I say, if you're the one that's going to get and bear that child, bring that child into this world, it's up to you to say that child is blessed. You should sit there and do whatever you can to make that child the best that child can be. Do you think parents do that? Traditional parents do that. Because they plan their kids, they bless their kids. But untraditional parents don't do that. They have kids, they treat their kids like shit. But God always finds a way of making those kids become good adults. Always try to find a way to make those kids better. The parents can't do that. Because the parent up there does. The Father does care. The Son does care. The Holy Spirit does care. So you hear the stories of rape victims. Of these kids that grew up, their mom was raped by someone and they went through with the marriage and that, or went through with the kid having. They talk about how strong-willed their mom was. That she did everything she could to keep me because she loved me. People get abortions just because they want to have more sex. I don't go down this really weird road with it, but this is how humanity seems to be. I know so many people that are just on birth control. They're scared to have kids. I said maybe a kid will mature you and you would actually become a fucking adult. Because taking care of yourself sometimes is not enough because you're being taken care of. You're always being taken care of. You do things for yourself, you're taking care of yourself, right? It means you have to work. That's what growing up is. Is it hard to do? Yes. Do you accept certain things? Yeah. I mean that I live with my parents and that. I accept it. But I still do stuff. Can I be lazy sometimes? To a certain extent, yeah. But I always gotta ask myself, could I ever live on my own? There's a possibility. Would I want to? No. Because being on your own sucks. Not having someone there for you sucks. But people mock that. People mock the whole family thing. Oh, you should leave automatically in that as soon as you hit a certain age. I said, why go from a loving place if it is a loving place? If it's not a loving place, then leave it. Why go from an actual loving place to a place of not knowing anyone? You gotta live with being a nice person, because that's how you're raised, if you're raised like that. And then you're gonna sit there and go into this world, this real world, and you're gonna know that it's both hateful and loving. And that's why God tells us how to understand these people. Because there's people out there that take advantage of people. There's people out there always doing that. But also, there's people out there that don't take advantage of people. So now there's people out there that are very loving and caring, and they don't stop. And they understand. There's some people out there that are not loving and caring. But the way to figure that stuff out is by understanding how all humans are. How the foolish and how the wise are. Foolish people want life to be easier for them. But they also want work to be easier for them. They don't want to work as hard. They don't want to overachieve things. They don't want to put their self on the line to struggle and push through it. They want to sit there and have it easy, have someone else do it for them. That's how you can tell when someone's like that. You work with them. Like, for instance, they're trying to call me in today. And I'm just like, well, they do. I've already worked 6 days in a row. You know, I have overtime in that. You know, I've been working a lot lately. And so they try to call me in. And it's like, I was sleeping. You know, after getting a little drunk and that, 'cause it's been a while and that, you know, I'm just having a good time and that, just talking that, I felt good. So I fucking went to bed. And so my boss texted me that at like 9 o'clock. I'm like, well, I went to bed at like 6. I'm like, this is my day off. Because I have 2 days off in a row. And so he was trying to call me in and that. He's not a bad guy in that. Because he wanted me to work. And, well, unfortunately, I didn't answer it. Because I always tell them a lot of times I get bored and a lot of times I want to go in, but, you know, when you have to take a day off, you have to take a day off. You know, not to say helping people is bad or good. No, it depends on it. You don't need to help everybody out just because they tell you to. Some people do that stuff. They want to help everybody out. I said, I don't help out everybody. When it comes down to me, if I'm not feeling good, then helping out someone else to make them feel good kind of defeats the purpose. So I think about understanding life. Because the one person I do work with, they're very naive. They're like, you know, and they talk about it too. It's like, oh, it's like, I'm just so helpful and that. I got such a big heart and that. Like, you have a big heart, yes, but you have a confused heart. You don't know when to stop, and you think you have to feel bad because you don't help someone. I don't even feel bad for helping someone or not helping them. And then you want to go through this like way of like, oh, well, if I didn't help them, this thing would have changed, that thing would change. Like, why do you worry about something that's not in your control? If something happened and you worry about it, then you're just adapting yourself to evil, which you're basically saying that you're not worth it. You're hating on yourself. You're having evil, intrusive thoughts. Why? You ask yourself that. Because what if something happens? You're not there, so how's it in your control? And they get, people normally get quiet in that. And say, what's not in your control? These are the things we have to really look at. This shit happens all the time at my work, and it happens all the time everywhere around the world, man. But we never really sit there and think about it. Do we? Or it's like, oh, it's just another day. Hey, yeah. I wouldn't worry about it, but having a thought in your head about it is kind of interesting. Like, just be like, okay, like, why do people do specific things? Don't need to kill yourself over it. You just ask a simple question. and you grow from it. So like the naive person that I try to tell them, like, learn how to be nice, but don't be too nice. People that are too nice are very easily taken advantage of. Stay in control of everything that you do. Don't let people control you. And that's what it is. Once someone controls your niceness and you don't control it for yourself, people take advantage of that niceness. So don't do that. Your niceness, you can do. Yeah, it's okay to be nice and be loving and caring and that. But if people can take advantage of it, and they do, they're in control, not you. To me, I used to be a very naive, nice person. And guess what happened? People take advantage of it. I thought I was doing good, but no, I was getting harmed. If it's harmful, don't do it. If you feel negative, don't do it. So I pushed into anything negative comes towards me, I won't do it. And that's what it is. And that's one of the things that's really hard to do as a human. Because you're trying to be nice and happy, you have a good heart and that. But a good untrained heart is a worthless heart. A trained good heart is a good heart. That's not worthless. Ooh, that tastes so good. Got some ginger beer. It's fucking super. It's got ginger in the bottom of it. Ooh, shit tastes good. Ooh, clear me out. Whew. That's kind of the whole point. Don't ever be taken advantage of because of your niceness. Yeah. It's the hardest thing in the world to do. I'll tell you, it's difficult. You can't lie about that shit. The hardest thing in the world to do is to learn something. I have a charger for my tablet actually fucking works. It's kind of weird that certain chargers don't work as good. Let me plug this fucking shit. Genesis update. We got more tower ethnicity. Bunch of a new dorm simulator. OnlyFans on Tower of Fantasy. My God, this shit's so bad. Oh my God, it's getting so bad out there. Everything's fucking perverted as fuck. It's so perverted. Anyway, I'm getting off of that. You guys have a good one now. I'll be back on later.